Another video on the Hisun 500. This might apply to other models as well. It's a clone on a Yamaha Rhino. Today I'm going to put a video up of the electric fuel pump mod that I did. I bought it not running, and the mechanical pump was weak, just poorly doing its job, barely. We just go ahead and upgraded it a little bit, make it a little easier starting, better running, more reliable. The units are not bad. Maintenance is key on a lot of this stuff, so we'll dig into it here. What I did, basically I removed the mechanical pump, which was mounted here, and that's where I mounted the electrical pump, right back to it. So you're going to need the electrical pump, which is a 2.5 to 4 psi flow rate. I got it off of Amazon for about 20 bucks. You need about 5 foot of 5/16 fuel line. I got O'Reilly's with a fuel filter and some hose clamps for that. Also need a T-fitting. So I don't have a lot in this machine at all, really. It's pretty well just a cheap build. You know, there's probably a lot better ways to do this. I'm just going to show you guys how I've done it, and it seems to work really well. So what we did was we went ahead and mounted the electrical pump where the mechanical pump was. I've got fuel line off the pickup side of the tank, routed around to a fuel filter to the inside of our electric fuel pump, coming directly out the outside of it into a T-fitting up to our carb. From the T-fitting, run back to our tank. There was a cap on this side I removed, and it's just a return. Basically, this T-fittings for a fuel pressure regulator to keep from flooding out your carburetor, spitting gas out the overflow, what have you. Fairly cheap mod. I mean, if you're here checking it out, you probably have some mechanical ability and you're going to be able to easily create this setup, you know, maybe throw your own spin on it. But here's what I did is took the ground, connected it to our bracket where we mounted our fuel pump. So that's our ground. I wanted it to have a keyed on feature so that it does not run constantly and I don't forget about it. You know, it's so much more simple. So what we did was took the power, I ran some just light duty wire down through the tunnel, zip tied her up away from the drive shafts. I brought it up here to the power box. At the fuse box here, I just went through the power probe and I found which fuses are keyed on, which, you know, your first fuse here, it's all-time power. These are all keyed on. This is obviously the wrong fuse, supposed to be a 15. Don't recommend putting a different one in. It's all I had. So we're there with that. Like I said, there's probably better ways of doing this. This is how I did it. We connected into the fuse, one of the tangs. That way I can get it with keyed power. When you turn the key on, you can hear the pump. She's priming. She's pulling fuel into the carb. What it doesn't need allows to come back through the T-fitting into the tank, recycles the fuel. That way we're not overflowing our system and having problems flooding cylinder out or possibilities of fire. But super simple, super easy. I got the pump on Amazon. It was like $20, right? And everything else from O'Reilly's, ready and available. Only took me, you know, a couple hours to figure it out all on my own because there's no videos on this. But the only thing that I really changed about the fuel setup, other than adding the electric pump, and I had to put a T-fitting on mine. Some have it already, some do not. The vacuum side here I had to cap off. So you'll have a little hose that comes from here to your vacuum pump. Eliminated it. Okay. We got a key on source. Quick starting, fires right up, runs smooth. I have had 0 issues out of it yet. Like I said, I bought it non-running. Got her up and going fairly quick. She's smooth. Sit there and run all day long, just like that. So there's probably plenty of better ways to do it, but this is just a little overview for you guys to see how I accomplished this. And you know, thanks for your time. Hopefully it helps somebody out with their situations. I've got a couple of videos up now. I'm gonna try and do some more as I go. I have some driveline stuff that needs to be done with it. Rear prop shaft has got a leak at the pinion, so I'm gonna try to get a good video on getting some seals in that. Other than that, you know, pretty straightforward, guys. Any questions, just shoot some comments in there, and hope you all have a blessed, wonderful day.